My name is Diana. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're coming back, thank you for being here. This is the latest sew, and it's from Let's Socialize Design, and it's called the Bottle Up Sling. Now, before I show you why it's called the Bottle Up Sling, let me show you some features of the bag. Now in the back, we have a nice long adjustable strap, so you can lengthen it and shorten it to your desired length. We have two D-ring connectors in the back, so if you don't want to use it on this side, you can unclip it and use it on this side. Because I'm right-handed, I have it on this side of the bag. We have a nice deep front pocket. I have woven cotton on the outside. It is actually a luxe sateen cotton, and this is from Thunderbird Fabrics. I have Ripstop on the inside. Then I have your lime green vinyl. We have two zipper pulls. The zipper is from My Handmade Space. And on the inside, it's nice and roomy. We have a slip pocket in the back. And right in front of the slip pocket is a zipper pocket. Nice for small items. Doesn't have to be that small. There is room in there. And then once we zip that up, for the hidden gem as to why it's called the Bottle Up Sling, that zipper in the back. You open it up, reach in, and we pull out a bottle holder. Now, I have tested this bag. I had it with me all day yesterday, and it is absolutely fantastic. Here's my water tumbler. It holds about 16 ounces of water. Oops. A little slippery. That's my water tumbler that's slippery. And on the inside, I have Ripstop. So it's waterproof. There you are. Take the bag, the sling, put it over your shoulder. And it's great when you're going out, hiking, to the park, shopping. It is a great sling to have with you. Like I said, I used it yesterday, and having the water bottle with me is so handy. I'm constantly hydrating myself, and I can't get enough water. So here you are, the Bottle Up Sling from Let's Socialize Design. Carly did a fantastic job. The previous bag that I made, Angela bag, was from her as well. Sorry. And now she has this one. Please go grab the pattern. All the information will be down below. If you have any questions, if there's anything you want me to go over, I can do a separate video on a specific part. Please let me know. Sorry. And I will help you out. Thank you. Okay, so we're going over the pieces for the Bottle Up Sling from Let's Socialize Design. Here we have front panel that I have a lime green vinyl, and I have interfaced this with Decoville Light. You don't have to, but this is what I'm choosing to do, so we'll see how that works out. I also have two lining pieces, and this is Luxe Sateen. It's called Rainbow Floral Orange from Thunderbird Handcrafted. So I have two, and they're both interfaced. One panel will be for the front, the other one will be for the back panel. This is the back panel. I have interfaced it with Decoville Light, but pay attention to your pattern. There is a pattern piece that has the cutout So please pay attention to that and note in the direction that it's going in also. So there's only one cutout piece. So this is the back panel. That is B. In addition to that, we have the zipper panels. I have 2 in the lime green, 2 in the rainbow floral orange. I also have a gusset. Note that this I also did Decoville Light. All my vinyls, I put Decoville Light. Okay, so here's my gusset. Here's my rainbow floral. That's also interfaced. I will be using Ripstop as the lining, the interior lining. So this is the back inner pocket. There's 2. This is Ripstop. Now, be careful with Ripstop. I decided to interface it with interfacing. I wasn't going to, but I decided to try it. Ironing Ripstop, it will melt or it will shrivel up. So if you decide to iron it, because I did have creases in mine, use a towel and just be very careful. Be mindful of how you press Ripstop. I got this from JoAnn Fabrics. This is the cup holder. I did the Luxe Sateen, and I also have Ripstop. So this is going to be for the inside, and this is the out. I do have directional fabric, so it will be going in this direction. And here we have the inner slip zipper pocket in the Ripstop, which I have also interfaced. Don't know if it's going to stay on, but we'll see. We have 2 D-ring hidden connectors, which I interfaced in Decoville Light. And we also have the front slip panel. Now this is a pocket piece. I chose to use the Luxe Sateen print and Ripstop for the lining. Now in the pattern, you have another pattern piece. You have the option to cut out a clear front pocket, but because I'm using green vinyl and I'm not using waterproof canvas or a printed material for the outside of the bag, I decided to use a print. If you use waterproof canvas or a fabric or vinyl that has a print, feel free to use the vinyl, the clear vinyl pocket piece, which is slightly smaller than this. Now this is the cup holder. This is a hidden cup holder. I am using vinyl for the bottom. I am not interfacing this vinyl piece. And then I have Ripstop, which I did interface. I decided to use Ripstop for the waterproof part instead of cotton. And don't know how it's going to go with vinyl, but I'm going to give it a try. So we have that there. And we also have one strap anchor, which I have interfaced with Decoville Light as well. So those are the outer pieces, the outer and inner pieces of the Bottle Up Sling. Now we're going to move on to our hardware pieces. Okay, for the hardware, we have 1.5 inch straps. So I am using polyester webbing. We need 3/4 inch elastic. Note that here I have webbing to make 2 straps. The pattern calls for 1 because it is a sling, but I have chosen to go with 2 straps. Here we have a number 5 zipper. I have 3 cut here. We have 4 1.5-inch swivel hooks. I have my zipper pulls there. I have 2 strap adjusters, both in 1.5 inch. I have 3 number 1-inch D-rings, my tag, and we have rivets here. So I'll decide whether or not I want to use the rivets. So that is all we need for the sling. This is a strap anchor. Like I said, I added Decoville light to the back, and now what we're going to do is I have 1/8 inch double-sided tape on the edges, so it's right on top of the Decoville light, and we're going to meet the edges in. We're not going to touch the top or the bottom. I did not put double-sided tape on the top or the bottom, so we're going to do the sides, and we're going to clip right in the center. We're going to snip right here in the centers so it'll go in easy. Oh, good. Okay, so let's peel this off. And I'm going to do probably 3 or 4 snips. Put one in the center and one here, so that when I fold them in, there won't be any bulking. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. Oh, the music stopped. Okay. So I'm going to start off with this side. And it's going to be butted up against the edge of the Decoville. So we're going to fold over, and there we are. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Fold over. And there we are. So now I'm going to pull one of my D-rings, my 1-inch D-ring. Insert it in the center. Have the bottom meet. And then I'm going to sew a triangle, so as close as I can to the D-ring. So I'm going to go from the bottom up, across, down, and across. All right. Please follow the pattern for your seam allowances because they do change throughout the whole pattern. And here it is. Now we're going to move on to the D-ring hidden connectors. Again, we have 2. I drew a line straight down the middle. Okay, so vinyl, Decoville light in the middle. I added double-sided tape, drew a line down the middle, and now we're going to take the edges and meet in the center. And we're going to do 4 rows of stitching on either. We're going to do one on here, one right next to it, and the same thing on the other side. So this is what it looks like. Now I will take my two 1-inch D-rings and I will slip them down the center. And for now, I will just clip them and put them to the side until we are ready to use them. Okay, here we have our cup holder. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a directional fabric. So because it is directional, we need to be careful as to how we place our pieces together. We're going to start stitching at the top. So we need to have right sides together. We're going to clip the top and we're going to stitch straight down. Now I have changed my thread off camera to orange, so I'm going to be swapping back and forth between green and orange. So since I'm working with the lining piece, I have switched to the orange. Don't forget to back stitch beginning and end. Okay, now we will flip these onto each other. And we're going to top stitch. You can take this to the machine, to your ironing board, and press it. Maybe I will do that. I'll be right back. Okay, I press it with my iron. Just keep in mind, because I am using Ripstop, I am pressing from the fabric side. And that's all set. Okay, now according to the pattern instructions, you need to flip this over and mark a line down from the top. So I'm going to do that now using my chalk. And now I'm going to stitch down that line. And I'm going to top stitch. And this is for the elastic. Normally, if I'm using chalk, I use my hands. If it doesn't come off, I rub the fabric together and it'll come off. So there is our stitching line. You see it in the front as well. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to open up our pattern piece like this, and we're going to separate them. Okay, so this is the outer piece of the cup holder. And it is, right now it's upside down. So you want the outer piece on the top and the lining on the bottom. You want them open. We're going to grab our outer piece of the cup holder. I have a notch up there and I have a notch on the bottom. We're going to align it to the bottom of the main panel piece by lining up our notches. What you want to do is go around it will curve. So it's important that you pay attention to this part, because like I said, we're working with the bottom piece, with the bottom section of the outer liner for your cup holder, not at the top. And then we have our main outer cup holder piece facing the main cup holder piece. Now don't worry, all this will line up. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to use vinyl for this piece. I'm going to attempt it. I don't think it'll be too bad. I did not line this cup holder piece. And it is a very flexible vinyl, so it will stretch and do what I want it to do. Okay, so one side is attached. Now I'm going to turn around and attach this side. And as you see, it's forming its shape. Sorry for the noises. You can hear all the motorcycles out there. It's that time of year, beautiful weather, and they're going to be out there. So here we are. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch around the whole edge. Again, this is a good place to use your stiletto. The curved piece, it wants to come out, or wants to separate, so the stiletto's helping you keep it in place. Make sure you backspace beginning and end. Sorry, backstitch. Jeez, I'm thinking about typing. so this is what it looks like. I only caught the main piece. Oh, actually. So right now, this is what it looks like. We're going to attach the lining piece to the lining. So again, this is Ripstop. I did decide to line it with interfacing. Again, if you're gonna press, if you're gonna use an iron, make sure you put a towel on top and just carefully press, because Ripstop will shrink a bit. So, and you don't want to burn it either. Okay, right sides together. There's my notch up there. There's my notch there. And we're going to clip it all the way around the same way. So it's all clipped in place. And what I will do is I will swing you around to the other side of the machine so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm going to start at the bottom. This is Ripstop, so I'm hoping my machine can handle this. It should be able to. This side seems easier to sew than with the vinyl. So if you don't want to use vinyl, or if you're not using vinyl, use cotton. Woven cotton, make sure it's interfaced. Keep an eye on your vinyl, because it's Ripstop against Ripstop. It's hard to see. Just want to make sure it's aligned. Use my hands. Oh, okay. And there it is. Now I'm going to turn it inside out. Flip you back. And let's see what it looks like. So that's the inside of the lining, and this is the outside. think what I'm going to do is a couple of notches. Add some notches in the curved area. Right around here and here. So that it'll sit nicely. Now the lining. I'll leave the lining alone. I'll leave lining as fine as it is. So right now this is what it looks like. It's the outer piece. That's the inner piece. This is going to go inside the sling, inside one of the pockets. So here's the elastic. What I'm going to do is okay, since I forgot the elastic, I'm going to stick the elastic in this way and stitch it at this end so it'll hold. And make sure that it doesn't come out of this end. Okay. So that it doesn't come out, I'm going to grab a pin, another safety pin, and pin those together. Make sure your elastic is not twisted. So we have that part in, and I'm going to baste this end as well. I'll do this now, and then I can straighten out the elastic. Make sure you pay attention to your seam allowances, because when you put this elastic in, you want to make sure you have plenty of room to, you know, for it to move. There's your cup holder with the elastic already in there. Basted both edges to hold it in place. Okay, and now we have our zipper. There are 3 zippers. You're going to pull the middle one. Just burn my edges here. In the pattern, it tells you where to mark on the bottom. So the zipper is closing up. All right. So we're going to take the bottom of our marking and we're going to attach it to the bottom of the cup holder that we just finished putting together. Okay. Now, with your, sorry, let's flip this inside out. You want your main fabric on the inside and you want your lining fabric on the outside, okay? So now what I'm going to do is you're looking in this way. You're going to tape your zipper. It's facing you. It closes up. On my marking, I'm going to pin it, align it with the bottom right there, and I'm going to base that in place so that it doesn't move. You want to make sure that your zipper teeth is right in the center. And then you want to stitch that in place. So just double checking. I'm going to clip this end here. This side is fine. Just bring it up. And I'm going to stitch that in place. Now that that's in place, we're going to align the edges, turn it, and we're going to clip that, and we're going to stitch all the way down. So I want to make sure that I catch my lining with my main fabric piece, and I'm going to clip that in place. Now I'm going to stitch down the side. Okay. Okay, I ended up stitching from the top side to catch it. I'm going to burn the edges, Ripstop. Here we go. Okay. Now that that side's done, I'm going to repeat on this side. So now we're going to grab one of our back liner pocket pieces. There are two, so I will use one. Okay, so your lining piece is facing up. And you want to make sure that you're looking at the zipper. And we're going to align it like this. Because what we're going to do is stitch on this side, on the left side of the zipper. So you want to make sure that it's on the left side of your fabric. So let me clip that in place. And I'm going to align it with the top. Again, keep an eye on the seam allowance listed in the pattern. Seam allowance changes throughout the whole pattern. Make sure your cup holder is out of the way. So, let me push this up. So when it's done, it'll look like this. This is the lining, the interfacing outer piece. Okay, so now what you want to do is make sure this is straight out. If you want, you can use, go to the iron and press this down. You can use double-sided tape to hold that down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch right there. So that's what it'll look like. All right, so your top stitch, you can top stitch from this side if you'd like, or you can do it from this side. I decided to do it on this side. So either way, it's on there. Okay, now that we have our cup holder assembly completed, we're going to move on to the zipper. Now, this is the zipper gusset. So you have two outer pieces, two linings that are interfaced. And your zipper and two zipper pulls. On the gusset main panel, I put Decoville Light. So what we're going to do is we're going to sandwich everything together. I'm going to pull out my 1/8 inch double-sided tape. And I'm going to put it on one side of the vinyl. Like that. Peel off the backing. Grab your zipper tape. This is your number 5 zipper tape, face down. So right sides will be touching. I fell in love with this zipper tape. It has a really nice gold glitter to it. And I purchased it from My Handmade Space. They have absolutely beautiful zippers and zipper pulls to go with them. So now what I'm going to do is add another strip of tape onto this side of the zipper tape. Now we're going to stitch that down according to the seam allowance indicated in the pattern. Now we're gonna open it up. If you want to take it to your ironing board and press it open, do so now. Let me just grab my seam roller. And then fold these back, wrong sides together. Okay. Use the seam roller one more time. Look at the glitter in that tape. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now we're going to top stitch down on this side. Forgot to change my thread to green, but I really like the orange on top of the green. So I think it gives it a nice pop of color. So now we're going to repeat with the other side. Double-sided tape on the zipper. Then add your outer piece. Turn it over, add double-sided tape again, and add your lining piece. So, okay. Lining faces the lining, and now another piece of double-sided tape this way. Okay, now we're going to stitch that down. And repeat. I'm going to put it back. We are, and we'll be adding our zipper pulls. So these are the zipper pulls I'll be using. And there's our zipper pulls. Our top zipper gusset is done. Now we will be pulling out our gusset piece. And we're going to align these together at this end. We're going to line that up. And we're also going to do the same with the lining piece. If you want to use double-sided tape, feel free to add double-sided tape. And then we're going to stitch that down, flip it back, then top stitch. Okay, now we're going to flip it back. And top stitch it. Then we'll repeat with the other side. Now, just push this in, flip this up. Flip it over. And we're going to top stitch this end. Gusset pieces are completed. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to flip it inside out. So the outer piece will be on the inside. And I'm going to top stitch on either side, here and here, all the way around, to keep all the pieces together. And here's the gusset complete. Just a little tip. When you stitch the sides, make sure that you pull your lining taut, because if you don't, what's going to happen is they're going to be out of line. The vinyl will look shorter than the fabric. So make sure that when you stitch this piece down, that you pull your lining piece so that they align right here, so that you have gussets that actually line up. Now that we have completed our gusset, we're going to grab our front slip panel or pocket. This is going to be the pocket that you're going to see on the front, and I'm using Ripstop as my lining. We're going to put them right sides touching, and we're going to stitch the upper portion of it. Now we're going to flip and top stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip right here on the edges, so that when I flip it, there won't be gathering right there. Hope you can see that. There we are. that's all set. Now I'm going to gather the front exterior panel. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to grab our front panel, our exterior, and our lining piece. I have interfaced the lining piece and Deco-Will light on the exterior. We're going to put these wrong sides together. And we're going to clip that in place. And I got fine clips. Then we're going to take our front pocket piece and we're going to align it on the bottom. Okay, good to go. And we're going to top stitch all the way around to keep all our pieces together. And there's our pocket installed. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put my label here, or my tag. So if you have a tag, decide if you want to put it on the bottom portion, on the top portion. I'm going to do it up here. I decided to choose my rainbow. If you have not seen this in my previous videos, what I like to do is I like to put Deco-Will Heavy on the back of my poles. I do have Deco-Will Light there, so I think, actually I should have done it before I put this on here. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put my pole behind this. I want to show you something I do. All right, if you missed this in my previous video, I take Deco-Will Heavy, excuse me, and I use these 2-inch paper punches that you can get at your craft store. Deco-Will Heavy, I save pieces, you know, smaller pieces like this or something like this, and then I just cut it out. I have these laying around. There we go. And that's what I use for the back of my tags. 2-inch round paper punches. They work great. So we have one on this side, one on this side. And it reduces, you know, reduces bulk, but at least it won't poke through the fabric. Now I'm going to go back and baste the upper edge where I remove the stitching. Okay, now we're moving on to the back panel, and you also need your 1-inch D-ring connectors that we did in the beginning, that we stitched together in the beginning. And you'll note that, first of all, I put Decoville Light on here, and be careful when you interface this because there is an opening and you want to make sure it's on the correct side. So if you're looking at the back and you flip it, the opening will be on your left. So just be mindful of that. Also, on the back panel, on the paper pattern, it's gonna show you where to cut slits on the bottom. So put the pattern on top, cut it with an X-Acto knife. Let me just burn this one. And before you do anything, make sure that you measure your piece. So if you're using vinyl, if you're using waterproof canvas, whatever you're using, make sure that your strap will fit in there. I had to adjust mine a little bit bigger, just a slightly, because I'm using vinyl. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is, this is my first time doing connectors, so hidden connectors, so bear with me. We're going to take one piece, and we see the wrong side is facing up. We're going to slide it in to your slit. And see, that's the fold, so I want to make sure I have room for my connector in there. So I'm going to measure because I want to make sure that I have both the same distance. Make sure my D-ring fits in there. Okay. Now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to stitch on this side, but we're going to stay within, make sure you stay within the vinyl. Don't go past it. Don't go, you know, past this side or this side. So stay right on your vinyl and stitch or your opening here, right here, and just make sure you stay within your D-ring connector piece. All right. It doesn't give you the seam allowance for this section here. I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch. This part scares me. Like I said, I haven't done this before, so we'll see. Hopefully it works. And you're stitching through all the layers. I'm going to back stitch the beginning and end. So I want to make sure that that's on there. Okay. All right, I got very close there. I think I'm going to go back and just... I just want to make sure that the vinyl catches. I want to make sure everything catches. And because I have Decoville Light, I want to make sure that my stitching is right on there. Oh, this is making me nervous. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. So it's right there at the edge. And I went right above the connector, right there, and then right there. And that's what it looks like on this side. I just burn my threads there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is slip the D-ring back on there. So make sure that you do not stitch it closed. You know, don't stitch this closed or baste it together. Just keep a clip on there until you need it. Okay, I slipped my D-ring and then I'm going back inside this way. I'm going to pull it through and it's taut right there. Okay, and it's saying to flip this over like this and stitch it together here. All right, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fold this and stitch through both of your pieces together without catching your outer back panel. Remember to back stitch. You want to make sure you get all those pieces and that it doesn't come apart. I'm going over it several times. Okay. On my threads. And there it is. I melted my vinyl a little bit there earlier. Okay. And then we would attach a rivet right there. Okay, so if you want to use a rivet, definitely attach one there, or you can put two. I'll see. And then we're going to repeat with the other side. So that's how it actually is supposed to look. Right, let me so don't do this. Do this. I'm going to take this out and redo this side, but I'm going to stitch down there, but I'm going to flip it, catching this tab. You'll live and learn. Again, this is my first time. Okay, that looks really nice. I like that. There we go. All right, I'm gonna fix this one off camera. And there it is. It took no time at all for me to fix it. I love the way it came out. So make sure that your little flap pieces go in so that you don't see it. And it's toward the back. See, that's the piece that we stitched on. That's the flap, right? Yeah, that's the flap right there. Now, I am going to put some rivets right there. So here it is with my rivets. Love it. Now we're going to work on the pocket. Okay, in addition to all the other pieces, you will also need pattern piece F, which is this piece. This is for the zipper pocket for the back panel, and interfaced and marked on the back. I'll explain this later. Okay, now we're going to grab our back panel, and this is piece F, and this is the zipper panel piece. So on the paper pattern, I'm not going to show you the front, this is the back. You have two options. You have an option on this side and on this side on how you would like your pocket outer piece to look. So I chose this. Mark it in the back of your fabric. If it's directional, mine is directional. I flipped it, and this is the side I marked. I have center marks there, and I did a tiny, you can't see it, but I did a tiny center mark there. It's hard to see, but I can see it. So I'm going to line that up, and then I'm going to stitch along my marked line. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to go back to orange thread. I really like the contrast between the green and the orange. Okay, I'm back to orange thread. I'm going to clip my pieces together. Lining up my center mark. And I'm going to stitch right on that line that I drew. I ended up using a coloring pencil. Since it's not going to show, it's not going to be a big deal. So we're going to go with that. Make sure you have it at regular stitch length. I'm going to back stitch beginning and end and go slow around those curves. Even if you have to hand crank it. Okay. There it is. Now that that's done, we're going to cut the excess off. So I'd say cut like, leave like 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Leave 1/4 of an inch. I would do 1/4 of an inch in case, you know, leave room for top stitching. Clip around the curves. So that to reduce bulk when you flip this over. Really tiny clips. Okay. How do I do this? Now let's flip it back. We're going to grab our cup holder and we're going to attach this together. Okay, you want the zipper to show. So I'm going to grab double-sided tape and put it along the edge of the zipper. Stitch it on this side. But you want to make sure that this aligns with the top edge and put that underneath the bottom zipper. So let me just grab my 1/8 inch double-sided tape. Put it along the bottom portion of the zipper as I am looking at it, or to your left. Peel off the backing, and we're going to place this on top. So like I said, that'll be the top portion of your zipper. So let's see if it's easier for me to do it on this side. And your zipper is going to stay within, it's going to match up with the lining piece as far as the size is concerned. Okay, I gotta bring it down a little further and lift up the lining. Wait, where am I? Yeah. And then we're going to stitch around the edge. Okay. Go slow. Remember, you have curves there. And you also have zipper, you have some bulking. So go very slow and be careful. Okay, and there it is. And there's my zipper attached. I'm going to burn those thread ends. Now we're going to grab our other pocket lining. We had two in the beginning and we pulled one. So now here's the other one. We're going to align them on this side. So right sides touching. Pocket will now go on the inside. Straighten out my bottom. I used vinyl for the bottom. So that was a preference of mine. So we'll see how that works out. So the pocket goes in, and we're gonna align this together. Make sure you match the lining. And then we're going to stitch along the upper edge. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Okay. And there it is. Okay, everything's stitched together. Now we're going to clip our inner pocket lining. And I'm going to clip it this way because we have the bulk on the inside. Our pocket is on the inside, actually. Our cup holder, sorry. Our cup holder is on the inside. So I'm going to clip it this way. Make sure you push your cup holder in. I'm going to grab the zipper liner, piece F, back here. I'm going to grab that also. I'm going to start from the bottom to see how close I can get to my zipper on this end. And try not to catch your cup holder as well. Okay, I grabbed all the pieces, and there it is. It is closed. This is open. Oh, this is so cool. I don't want to show you this yet. Leave it for the end. Nice surprise. So that's my pocket. The back panel complete, at least for now. I'm going to grab the, well, this portion is done. Okay, here we're going to grab our inner slip zipper pocket. So in the beginning, which I will note in the when I show you the patterns that you need to cut, we needed 2 pieces. I ended up in the beginning showing you 1, but we need a fabric piece and a liner piece. Okay, so this I did not interfacing. This is a very sturdy fabric. I love it. Again, Thunderbird Farms handcrafted. Thunderbird handcrafted has this fabric. It's on pre-order right now. And then our lining pieces, we're going to do right sides together. We're going to clip those in place. You will also need the last remaining zipper and a zipper pull. Grab my hair clips. Do according to the pattern instructions, you're going to make a box in the center. I have a box, I don't know if you can see this. I have a box lined through the center, and then I have my V's. I'm going to stitch around the box, all right? Now that we have that stitched, we're going to cut down the middle. Don't cut all the way, just cut to the tip of the V. You see that? Okay. And then to the corners as close as you can to the stitch without going beyond the stitches. You don't want to cut through those stitches, but as close as you can. I really have some nice scissors. They're called Reflections. I have no idea what I did with it. It was 3 to a set. It was like the perfect size. 3 different ones. Extremely sharp. And I had picked it up at one of the, I think it was at JoAnn's. I have to see if I can find them. It was definitely my favorite scissors. Okay, that's it. Here's my V. Now I'm going to flip it inside out. Hi, baby. What's the matter, honey? Hi. Was you mad? Did you miss your mama? You were right here. You were right here. You left me. You left me, baby. Yes, you did. Yeah. I love you. Okay. Now we're going to flip it inside. I'm doing my zipper part, honey. So my German Shepherd came to see me. There it is. Now we're going to add double-sided tape to our zipper. Add your zipper pull first. Okay, then we're going to center this within our box, like that. Dodo. Hey. Shh. Shh. Hey. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened. One dog moves, the other one barks, thinking somebody's outside. Sticky tape. Move your zipper pull out the way. Try not to get stuck at the same time. And I'm going to do this standing up. Line my bottom first. Oops. And then the top. do them at the same time. Move my zipper pull that is stuck as well. And there it is. Now, I want to be able to see this side of the pocket. Okay, since I want to see the inside of the pocket, I want this to be the inside of the pocket. I'm going to flip it the other way. Yes. Want to make sure that's on the bottom. Let's try this again. This double-sided tape is really sticky. It's great. Okay, now we're going to stitch around the outside of the pocket. Make sure you pull your zipper pull out the way. If you don't, you're going to end up getting a bulk. And you're going to notice it when you stitch it down or after it's done. And it's not so much as a bulk, but it's going to be off. It's not going to line up with the rest of the stitches. get that stitched down. We're going to grab our going to grab our back panel lining. Now this is when I said that you would cut 2 of these when you cut your front panels. So you have 2 linings, 1 front panel, 1 back panel. All right, so we are going to flip this back. And it's going to lay on top of this panel piece. And make sure it's centered. Now I'm wondering if I should have had the floral on the outside, which I would have preferred this way. I do. I'm going to fix that. Now I'm going to stitch that in place all the way around the box. Okay, burn my threads. And there we are. Okay, so now what we're going to do is grab our back panel, the back lining panel. You had cut 2 of these in the beginning with your front panel. This is interfaced. We're going to flip the top portion of the pocket back. I'm going to press that by hand. Align the sides. I have a lot of fraying or loose threads from the Ripstop. I'm going to clip those off. Okay. And we're going to clip that to the bottom of our back panel. Okay, we're going to grab our back panel exterior. Which is this one. And we're going to align them and we're going to top stitch all the way around, or we're going to baste it in place. I'm going to start with the curve. All right. And basted. Okay, so this is the only area I had a little trouble with. And that is because you have your zippers, all the attachments here, and this is folded back here, and then the same thing here. So this is done. I'm going to trim this off as well. All right. And there it is. Oh, so there's your slip pocket in the back and a zipper pocket on the inside. Actually, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Isn't that nice? And then a slip pocket in the back. Love that. Okay, now to put everything together. So we need our gusset piece. And I'm going to start with the back. Okay, we need to find our centers, which I tend to wait till the last minute. I'm going to find my center at the top. Find the bottom center. And I think that'll be fine now. I'm going to align the bottom piece, and I will find my top center here. Same thing with the other side. Align the bottom, find your center, and the same thing with the bottom. Got my notch out without losing a finger. And last here. Okay. All right, now we're going to turn this inside, right side on the inside, like this. And we're going to start clipping to the outside top piece. Okay, so there's my notch right there. And here's my notch. I'm going to start here. So, this way. So you're looking at your lining. My center notch is there. And I'm going to align it this way. So basically, your main pieces are facing each other. Okay? And let's clip that. I'm going to clip the top and the bottom and then work my way all the way around. A lot of clips. And remember, when you get to the corner pieces, clip your lining piece. So I'm going to do that now. So that it'll ease around the corners. See, now you can lay it flat and clip it. Eases nicely around the corners. Okay. There we are. Lots of clips. Okay, so now I'm going to stitch from this side all the way around. I think I need a sip of water first. Again, go slow around the edges. I'm going to start on this side without the pocket, without the cup holder. Or actually, the bottom works better. Okay, I did it. It's time to grab my binding. So I think what I'm going to do is take a quick break, cut my binding, take care of my dogs, and I will come right back. Let's flip this. I want to see it. Just double check. Oh, nice. have the zipper exactly the way I wanted it to. I'm coming, honey. You want to see the surprise? Hi. It is a cup holder. I'm coming, baby. Hold on. And there it is. Isn't that gorgeous? Hold on, baby. Look at that. That is going to be so freaking cute. And like I said, on the bottom, I did use vinyl. So that is our hidden surprise. And that is why they call it the Bottle Up Sling. Okay. So let me take my pause here and I will be back with the binding. Okay, so I made my own binding. I'm hoping I should have enough for the whole thing. And what I'm going to do is, oops, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I'm going to start the binding on the outer edge because I think I cut it too short. I mean, the width too short. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to leave it whole. Then I'm going to fold it over and then fold this under on the other side. So I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to stitch it down. Well, let me see if, let me clip it first so that I can cut it down to the length that I need it. Oh, flying clips. Sorry, that you can't see what I'm doing. Look at that. Cute. I love it. Love it. Oh boy. Missed one area. Make sure you double check before you flip everything over. So the area that I missed is right here. Between there and there. So that's like about an inch because you can see my stitching. So I'm going to take that out and redo that. Okay, now that I did that, I am going to fold it over and bind it. So. I just wanted to get that center piece down first. I'm going to go around. I'm going to clip all the way around. Okay, I have clipped my binding on, and now I'm going to stitch. I also changed my needle because it was a little blunt. So I'm really bad when it comes to changing needles. So I made sure I got that done, especially if I'm going through so many layers. Okay, binding, one down, one to go. Okay, caught it all. It's done. And now, let me just double check the inside before I move on to the final side. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now, last piece going on, which should be a breeze. Okay, so this is my outer, which will go inside the bag after I find my centers. Oh, I did my centers. Look at me. Okay. And we're going to repeat the process. That pretty floral. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Sorry, I'm blogging. I'm going to unzip the bag, which I probably should have done first, which should help better. There we go. This way I can get my hand inside when I need to. Okay, it's now basted. got it all in. Okay, now to grab my binding. Okay, first part of that binding done. Now for the last part, folding it over. Okay, time to stitch the last part of the binding. And my binding is done. At least I hope so, because I have to check the inside of the bag and make sure I did not skip any stitches. All right, let me just burn my thread. It's not that difficult. I'm making it seem so difficult. Okay, look at how cute it's looking. looks like right now. Still have to fix a couple of areas, but let me take care of that now. And I need to wind a new bobbin first. Okay, there it is. The bag is all done. I hope you like it. That's the back. Oops, sorry. See if I can. So that's the front. See inside, slip pocket. There's also a zipper pocket in here. Nice and roomy. And here is the bottle holder. Which I absolutely love. And I did mine with the vinyl bottom. So go. Zipper it is straight. It's just that because of the, there we go, bottle holder. It looks like that. And there it is, and a nice slip pocket on the inside. Okay, so because we are not perfect, and I sure know I am not, I'm going to slip this in the video in the right spot. So before you put on your gusset piece, before you attach it to the back, make sure you add your strap adjuster. I forgot to add the strap adjuster. I'm going to do it now. The bag is complete. I love the way it came out. But, yeah. One minor important detail. So I do have slit in the middle. I'm going to line it up. Hopefully I did cut enough. Where's my center? Right there. Yes, I did. Okay. So I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to close up the binding. That's how I'm going to do it. Just make sure that you do not forget the strap adjuster when you're putting your gusset together. I had to show you that. I cannot leave this out of the video. But like I said, we all make mistakes. And I sure am one person that will admit to my mistakes. I will be keeping this bag. Okay, just want to show you it is now in there. And I will slip this in right where the gusset area begins. Okay, so please do not forget your strap anchor. Okay, now that our bag is complete, strap anchor is on there. Let's make the strap. Now I'm going to make one strap. I decided to stick to one instead of two. It is a 1.5 inch webbing, and you will need your 1.5 inch swivel hook. You need 2 of those, 2 swivel hooks, oops, and your strap adjuster. So I'm just going to do a basic strap. And I may do a video on the new strap. If Carly decides to do a new strap, I will definitely make a separate video on that. So for now, let's grab your strap adjuster, put your webbing up, go up through the center, down, and then I'm going to stitch that in place. Let me fold that under about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to stitch around that. Okay, so now that we have that on there, let's slip one of our swivel hooks. Make sure the strap is going in the right direction. This is on the outside. We're going right back up and back down. That is already half of your strap already completed. Now, with the other end, we will add our swivel hook and finish it off the same way we finished the other end. So I'm going to fold it about 1/2 inch. Fold it under, and then stitch that in place. So I'm going to add this part to the top. And because I'm right-handed, I will most likely put this to the bottom left. And here it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry that I was all over the place. If you have any questions, comments, or if you need me to go over anything a little clearer, please let me know. And you are a little too close. There we go. Okay, so there's the back completed. And there is our straps. Thank you for joining. Please comment below.